It's certainly the greatest footballing achievement that Venezuela have had. Here is their progress to the final. It was impressive in the group stages, wins against Germany, Vanuatu and Mexico without conceding a goal. But then they needed extra time to overcome Japan and the United States, extra time and penalties to see off South American champions Uruguay in the semi-finals. England impressively beating Argentina, the most successful nation at this age group, before drawing with Guinea courtesy of a free cone goal from Tamori, a 1-0 win against the host Korea, and then 90-minute victories all the way through the knockout stages against Costa Rica. Aside myself, Wayne Boyce, how key could that be that Venezuela have effectively played an extra 90 minutes than England to reach this final?
It could make a big part in the game. I think their players will be tired. We've seen them do another massive warm-up before the game. They've got some players that have come back from suspension, but it's been very much the same team throughout. They've played a lot of minutes of football, have this Venezuelan team, but they are full of energy. They've got some good runners with the ball in Penaranda down one side. Cordova, the right-sided midfield player, loves to get in the box. And they've got two midfield players. Senya, who's a good passer of the ball. Herrera is that really good box-to-box player. Part of New York City FC's first team in recent weeks.
Well, what a moment for both Venezuela and England. Neither have had too much success in this competition. Remember, before this year, England had only twice previously reached the semi-finals of this tournament, losing on both occasions. It is only the second time that Venezuela have even qualified for this competition. The previous time in 2009 saw them knocked out in the last 16 after a 2-1 loss to the United Arab Emirates. But having seen Argentina and Brazil lift this trophy 11 times between them for South America, who would have imagined Venezuela would have been the last South American team standing here in South Korea? Fantastic moment in the young careers of these under-20 internationals. The two sides are out then for the final. It is time for the national anthems.
이어서 잉글랜드의 국가연주가 있겠습니다.
Well, Dominic Solanke, what an interesting 3 weeks it's been for him. 4 goals in this competition, England's top goal scorer. And during the tournament, negotiated a switch from Chelsea to Liverpool for next season. High expectations now on the shoulders of this young England team. First time that England have reached the final of a FIFA competition in 51 years. But they're up against Venezuela, a team who have reached the final of any FIFA tournament for the very first time, and a Venezuela team who are back to full strength after Williams, Velasquez and Jose Hernandez were suspended, 2 of the back 4 for the semi-final victory over Uruguay. They both return. Edwin Quero and Joshua Mejias, the 2 players who stepped in for them, are both back on the bench. Sergio Cordova with 4 goals, one of their players to watch. Bjorn Kuipers of the Netherlands is the referee in charge. He took charge of Venezuela's 1-0 win against Japan after extra time in the last 16. And as throughout this tournament, will be helped by the video assistant referees panel. 2 captains, Yangao Herrera of New York City and Lewis Cook of Bournemouth, who has been the linchpin of the England midfield. Lewis Cook with the opportunity here to be the first England captain to lift any World Cup, of course, since Sir Bobby Moore. Just 1 change for England, and again it revolves around a suspension. Josh Onomah of Tottenham had to sit out the semi-final, but he is back at the expense of Ainsley Maitland-Niles, the Arsenal midfielder, who drops to the bench. That is the only change from the side that saw off Italy. Dominic Solanke scored 2 goals in that semi-final. Ademola Lookman of Everton has been in good form as well with 3 goals. Rafael Dudamel is the coach also of the full Venezuelan national team. Paul Simpson is the man who has led England to this historic moment. Well, neither of these 2 nations got into the top 2 of their qualifying competitions. England were beaten in the semi-finals by Italy at the UEFA Under-19s last year. Venezuela finished 3rd at the South American Under-20s behind Uruguay and Ecuador. A lot expected then of Dominic Solanke and perhaps Ronaldo Peña too. So Venezuela kick off the 2017 FIFA Under-20 World Cup final. Who will be the new name on the trophy, England or Venezuela? Wayne Boyce and Stuart Robson with you for what should be, Stuart, a really exciting final.
There's some great battles all over the pitch. That first aerial challenge, Cordova's good in the air on the right-hand side against the very small Walker Peters, who does love to get forward. May take Cordova back the other way, and the 2 captains will be up against each other in that central midfield. Herrera, there they are against Cook. Whoever wins that battle could put his team on the front foot.
It's Venezuela on the foot with Peña towards Ronald Hernandez, too far ahead of him though. Both teams in great form. Venezuela have won their last 6 if you include extra time and penalties. England unbeaten in 12.
Venezuela trying to stop England playing out from the back here. Woodman goes that little bit longer.
John Joe Kenny's had a terrific tournament, the right back.
Interesting decision by Paul Simpson to play that man there. Calvert-Lewin as the centre forward. We've seen Armstrong, who's a runner in behind, play some of the games. Calvert-Lewin's played on the left-hand side, but today, as he did in the semi-final, he's got the job of leading the line, with Solanke playing just in behind him.
Won by Farinez.
For Venezuela, without doubt, their best player is Peñaranda out on the left-hand side. In most of the games he started out on the left, and then halfway through the game comes and plays centre forward as Peña gets taken off. Player leading the line at the moment.
There's Walker-Peters. Let's not forget Venezuela were seconds from going out of this tournament. It took a 91st minute goal from Souza. A terrific free kick to level for Venezuela. And then they won on penalties.
He was wrongly sent off, wasn't he, in that game against Mexico, which cost him a semi-final place. Onama. It was one of many, I would say, poor decisions that we've seen at times.
Despite the video assistant referees. There's Lucena. Busy little player in that midfield. It's a good pairing with Lucena and Herrera. Here is Herrera. Hernandez has given that away to Lookman. Now Walker-Peters. Clark-Salter. Now Onama. Away from Peña. Clark-Salter to Tamori. He's probably involved in the most bizarre moment of this tournament. The own goal against Guinea. The only match that England have failed to win here. Onama. Away from Herrera. It's a free kick for England.
He's gone a little bit deeper to receive the ball than he has done in previous games. Onama. He's a tigerish midfield player. He's got loads of energy. He'll close the ball down well. That's probably the reason he's got the nod over Maitland-Niles in that central midfield.
There's Peñaranda. Surrounded by white shirts, Peñaranda, and Walker-Peters clears up towards Lookman. Now Solanke. Calvert-Lewin ahead of him. Good work by Solanke.
He's told to get up by the referee. I think he was looking for that, Solanke.
It's good to see him producing on the international stage. He's had a terrific career in the youth ranks with Chelsea.
It probably was a foul, but he just made too much of it. Didn't start the tournament as well as Paul Simpson was expecting him to. But as soon as he signed for Liverpool, I think that just settled him down.
Peñaranda. From Dow. Venezuela with the throw.
Dow, the right-sided midfield player, very much a left-footed player. Loves to get crosses in.
Hernandez with the throw for Venezuela.
That's the centre forward, Peña. There's England's most influential player, the captain, Lewis Cook. Big money signing for Bournemouth this season.
Well played by Lookman. Now Walker-Peters. It's Calvert-Lewin. Walker-Peters again, forced back. And Venezuela have it with Chacon. Here is Cook. Now John Joe Kenny. His crossing's been a lot better than that throughout the tournament.
I was just about to say, he's been absolutely outstanding. John Joe Kenny down that right-hand side. He loves to get forward. Dow will come infield. He's got a big battle on his hands today up against Peñaranda, but he will get forward. He will get crosses into the box. He will be a threat going forward. The England right back, John Joe Kenny.
It really has been a good summer for England's youth, with the UEFA under-17s within a whisker of winning that tournament. ultimately losing to Spain on penalties after an equaliser in the final seconds, and now the under-20s for the first time in the under-20 World Cup final. There's Farinez. And Cordova. Herrera. Herrera again. Suddenly opened up as Peñaranda in support. Now Herrera. And getting bodies back though and closing the door just when it seemed it was ajar. Hernandez. From Peñaranda, cut out by Dow. Peñaranda has it back for Venezuela. If he performs to the best of his ability, that could cause problems for England. Herrera. Peña, the intended target, it almost found its way through to Hernandez. And a goal kick for England, but a good spell of pressure from Venezuela.
Well, when Herrera made that first break, I'm not sure he picked the right pass out. Peñaranda was only a couple of yards away from him, could have got the shot away himself. Herrera.
Calvert-Lewin with the chest down to Onoma. Now Cook to Mori.
Well, they're trying to play it from the back here, England.
Salter, now Lookman, pressurised by Herrera, and the pressure's paid off, although the free kick has been given.
He's just seeing whether there was any advantage. A couple of arguments he's now had with the referee, Herrera. He was shocked to be sent off, wasn't he, Onoma, in that game against Mexico. It really was a ridiculous decision.
Kenny. Touchdown by Solanke. Gets it back again. Dominic Solanke. Oh, it's a good save. Didn't get hold of the shot as he would have liked, though. The new Liverpool front man. For the first time, really, that either defence has been opened up.
Well, there's a ball played into the front. There was a bit of combination play. Does he make good connection? No, he doesn't. He kicks it into the ground. Goes with the inside of his foot. Maybe could have gone with his laces, hit with power across the goalkeeper.
There's a corner. Given the form he's been in, though, especially in the last couple of games, you would have backed him to score from there. Deep delivery, Calvert-Lewin with the header. And that's going to harmlessly drift behind for a corner. First real sign of intent, though, from England in this final.
It's a good bit of combination play. Dowell involved, Solanke making the run. Imagine Cordova would be the target for this dead ball. Not on that occasion.
Solanke, remember, with a chance of capturing the golden boot coming into this final. He's a single goal behind Riccardo Orsolini of Italy, who currently leads with 5. Sergio Cordova of Venezuela as well is in the hunt with 4, the same as Solanke. It's Peñaranda. Good work again from Peñaranda to Peña. Lucena. Hernandez. Seemed to hit that though for Herrera. Now Herrera has it. Here is Cordova. Not the best ball in for Chacon.
And he plays just in behind the main striker, Peña. Chacon doesn't get involved in the play that much, but makes decent runs into the box and the ball goes into wide areas.
Kenny. Salter. Now Onomar. Shows really how much England have struggled over the years in this tournament. The 3-0 win against Argentina in their opening game here was their first for nearly 20 years since a Michael Owen winner beat Mexico 1-0. And they really have built well on that platform of the victory against these 6-time winners in their opening game, England, and gone from strength to strength. Salter is being fouled. Onomar under pressure from Peña.
England haven't been dominant in all their games. Even that first game against Argentina. Argentina had a lot of possession, looked to be a very good side for some 60 minutes or so, but England scored at the right times, counter-attacked brilliantly. Were better than Guinea.
Yeah, although Guinea had spells in that second half as well, where they played well, even if it was a freakish equaliser.
But certainly against Italy, even though they went 1-0 down, they were the better team. Dominated possession, looked a bigger threat, had better individual players in terms of running with the ball.
Peters. Touch off for Solanke. Now Onomar. Peters again to Dow. Now Solanke. Out to Lookman. Hernandez getting in the way though. Throw for England. The key moments could well be later, deeper into the second half, when the extra 90 minutes in the legs of the Venezuelan players could well tell. They've got to the final in perfect fashion, England, with 3 straight wins in the 90 minutes. There's Woodman. Now Tamori.
Just trying to ensure that Onomar doesn't get easy possession. Just going to put him under pressure. He's wriggled away from a couple of challenges. He's done it well here.
Powerful play this from Onomar. Now Solanke goes for goal, but it's well wide.
Really good play from that man there, Onomar. Just slicing across it. Solanke on this occasion.
Wasn't too far away from where he scored the 3rd goal for England in the semi-final against Italy, Solanke. Helped by some poor goalkeeping on that occasion. Quarter of an hour gone then. Venezuela 0, England 0. It's Cordova. Onomar sticking with him. He's a real threat, Cordova. Hernandez clipped into the penalty area, well claimed by Woodman.
The fullback does like to get forward, tries to combine as much as he can with Cordova down this right-hand side. Talk about Cordova, he is a real threat. If his finishing had been as good as his movement and his runs into the box, he could be the leading goal scorer in this tournament. Missed so many chances, particularly against the US of A.
When you consider he's got 4 as it is. I don't be surprised if you're in for the long haul today. The last 4 FIFA Under-20 World Cup finals have all gone to extra time. 2 of the last 4 have needed penalties.
Wonder why you brought your packed lunch again.
I've got the padlock on it to stop you nicking half of it like you normally do. Long from Farinez. Header out by Tamori. Here is Cordova.
Good defending from Walker-Peters. I said earlier, there's some great battles all around the field here. Just gets a little toe in there.
Venezuela's last defeat was a 2-0 loss to Argentina. That was in February at the South American under-20s. There's Walker-Peters. Solanke. A good ball out to Calvert-Lewin, who's just forced a bit wide. Missed up by Ferrarese. And Calvert-Lewin can only find the hands of Farinez.
Yeah, but good movement from Calvert-Lewin. Realised the fullback was high up the field, just drifted out into a wide area.
One of 4 Everton players in the starting 11. That will certainly please Ronald Koeman. There's Herrera.
He's David Unsworth as well, the youth team coach at Everton.
Peñaranda. Chacon was looking for Peña. Tamori getting it away to Onuma. Lucena to Peña. Always rising that and well over in the end from the Venezuelan centre forward.
Just ball stuck under his feet a little bit, gets underneath it. They were claiming it may have just taken a slight touch off Clark Salter.
12 unbeaten England since a 2-1 loss to Canada. It was the second of 2 straight defeats on the back of a loss to Czech Republic. And they really have been in great form since then. They've won 10 of the last 12, 2 draws. Four wins in a row now since that 1-1 draw with Guinea.
Different approach now from Venezuela. They're going to allow the 2 centre-halves to have the ball, but they're going to stop Onuma getting that little bit of space.
Solanke. That's a foul. Free kick for England. It's caught by Williams Velasquez.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's a foul. Good bit of skill from Solanke.
Tamori. John Joe Kenny. Blocked by Hernandez. Almost fouled to Lookman, but Peña was back to help out. There is Lucena.
Here is that strike from Peña. Found a bit of space just coming off the 2 centre-halves.
There's Herrera, who is actually owned by Manchester City. He's been sent to New York City in the MLS to gain some experience.
Took the place of one Andrea Pirlo in the New York City FC lineup.
That takes some doing.
I think you can say he's a better athlete than Pirlo.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. But Pirlo has a few other qualities that are simply sensational. There's Clark Salter to Tamori. If he can add what Pirlo had in his game to what he has, Herrera, as you say, in terms of athleticism, it's going to be some player, isn't he? Herrera. Good work by Chacon. Peñaranda. And here's Lookman. Whatever happens here, Rafael Dudamel must be pretty excited, the Venezuelan national coach, at the players he has coming through. Here's Lookman. Still going, Lookman! It's good effort. And Farinez getting across and making the save. But more good work from the Everton player.
Well, Solanke's finding that bit of space at the moment. That's the second centre forward. He rides the first challenge from Herrera, Lookman, which just buys him that little bit of time to get his shot away. He loves coming in off that left-hand side. I think he'd be quite pleased with what he's seen so far in this first 20-odd minutes.
Down with the corner. Calvert-Lewin. Oh, he sliced through it horribly, but that was a chance.
Big chance. He had a lot of time at the far post. Here's the first shot. Strikes it well. Just a nice height for the goalkeeper. A very good goalkeeper in Farinez.
England have certainly had the chances in the opening 22.5 minutes. Miranda's header. Cook on to Onoma. And back by Herrera. And he's fouled by Lutman.
Very experienced referee we've got in charge of this game. Herrera knows the challenge is coming in, so just sticks his leg across Lukman. Make sure he wins the free kick. He was under a bit of pressure there, 3 versus 1.
Senya. Oh, he's gone for goal! What a terrific strike that was from Ronaldo Lucena, and very nearly caught out Freddie Woodman. Well, it did catch him out. It was the post that denied him. Here's Peñaranda, and Solanke gets it away. What a goal that would have been to open up the scoring in the final.
Great vision and the technique to match as well. Woodman was trying to cheat. He's having a little look. Strikes it, starting to swerve in the air. He's struggling, Woodman, you can see that, and he doesn't get his hand anywhere near it in the end. What an effort. He must have thought that was in when he struck it.
Solanke. Down to Calvert-Lewin, into Cook. Down beaten to that by Ferrarese. Well, that was almost a wonder goal from Ronaldo Lucena. Peters. Herrera sliding in. Now Peña. Away from Clark Salter. Oh, he's played it behind Chacon. And touched out by Kenny, only as far as Peñaranda. They've really been buoyed by that strike, Venezuela. Hernandez.
Onoma caught on the ball that time. Just got to be careful. They're looking to win the ball back off Onoma because they've seen him run with it a couple of 3 times. Getting that little bit tighter to him.
Ferrarese. Now Hernandez. Takes the throw quickly into Cordova. Now Hernandez got the wrong side of Lukman just for a second, and then Walker-Peters helps him out and clears. Lucena. Now Chacon fancies a strike from there, but always comfortable, Woodman.
Here's that free kick again. It's good technique. You can see just hits right through the back of the ball. Woodman must have, at this point, thought he was in a bit of trouble. His starting position was too far out.
Well, if it curls just a millisecond later, Venezuela take the lead. There's Dow. Now Cook. Onoma. There's Walker-Peters under pressure from Cordova. Now Tamori. Just served as a warning, didn't it, that Lucena free kick to England of the quality that Venezuela have in their ranks. Let's not forget the likes of Soteldo and Samuel Sousa on the bench for them.
It was Sousa that came on and saved the day in that semi-final against Uruguay with a brilliant strike just when it looks like they were going out.
Senya's free kick would have trumped that, though, had that found the inside of the post. But there is strength in depth, as there is too for England as well.
Oh, nasty clash of heads there. Really good jump by the right back.
Well, it's a warm evening, 27 degrees centigrade in Suwon. Really is a lovely arena, this one. As one of the host cities for the 2002 World Cup. 4 matches were played here, including a last 16.
This is where you go on and tell me what match it was.
What, all 4 of them, or just the one in the last 16?
The one in the last 16.
That was Spain, Republic of Ireland. Spain won 3-2 on penalties after a 1-1 draw. Back with Woodman.
Certainly saw some goals in that World Cup inside this stadium.
Well, it was the scene of where the United States shot Portugal by 3-2 as well. Here's Velasquez. It's an England throw. Kenny with it to Dow. Now Onoma. Solanke. A little flick out to Lookman, who was blocked off by Hernandez. It was almost a ball to nowhere, but Peña nearly made it into something.
Good pace from Tomori. He's had a good tournament, apart from that bizarre own goal. There you see them, Herrera pushing on Onoma. Means at times that Lewis Cook could be the free player.
Another England free kick, and Williams Velasquez, you get the impression, is getting more and more frustrated.
He's a player just coming back from suspension as well.
They made their semi-final win against Uruguay even more remarkable that Velasquez and Hernandez, 2 of their regular choice back 4, were suspended. But Quero and Mejias slotted in seamlessly. And it was only a controversial penalty as well that saw them concede to Uruguay in that semi-final. Cook.
Controversial because we didn't think it was a penalty.
Exactly.
Even after.
And neither did the referee at first viewing.
It was only the video assistant referee that gave it.
Ferraresi. Peña is after this. This is awkward for Tomori, who did well in the end. And then launches it forward. Solanke is after it, and Solanke may get there. Farinez out quickly with the header. Now Dow. Here's Lookman. Quick thinking there from Volker Farinez, the Venezuelan goalkeeper. There's Cook. Cut out though by Lucena.
Oh, a couple of up and unders causing defenders problems there. He had to get that right, Farinez. He knew he was just outside his box. He also knew that Calvert-Lewin was going to get there first if he didn't come.
Solanke. Play away from 2 challengers and wins a corner for England off Ronaldo Lucena. He's looking a player full of confidence.
Here's that ball being played over the top. Solanke, the player, chasing it. Farinez does well. Just gets enough height on it as well to give his defenders enough time to recover.
Put in by Dow. Calvert-Lewin's header. Easy though for Farinez.
Well, that's the target. Calvert-Lewin, good early jump. He doesn't agree with it. Ferraresi, who is a threat the other end.
Herrera. It's given away to Dow by Velasquez. Lasagna across. Get through so much work, Lasagna and Herrera in that Venezuelan midfield. Kenny's throw.
They get a bit of help from Chacon, but again, we haven't seen too much of him. And number 11 playing in behind Peña.
Almost on cue. He very nearly picked up the ball, but England have it back with Dow. Look for the run of Kenny in behind. It's quite well for England on that left side. The two Everton players on the right side, rather. Get them a left and rights mixed up now. Here's Herrera. Tamori's header. Now Dow. Free kick again for England.
Who fouls who here? Can't quite see why that's given us a foul against Venezuela on that occasion. Dow doesn't really make a challenge for the ball. There's only one player that wanted to go and win that, and that was him. But a very good left foot. Made the first 2 goals against Argentina with brilliant passes. Wasn't quite so effective in the last game against Italy.
Cook looking for Calvert-Lewin, and it's fallen for Calvert-Lewin. Oh, it's a great save, but on the follow-up he scores. Dominic Calvert-Lewin gives England the lead in the Under-20 World Cup final. Well, he's produced a couple of fine saves already, Farronez, and he looked as though he denied England again. But the follow-up falling favourably for the Everton striker. And it's Venezuela 0, England 1.
Well, I think Venezuela are complaining that there was a foul here, but that's why he's in the side, Calvert-Lewin, rather than Armstrong, who can run in behind. He's not offside. He jumps early, no foul there. Really good save from Farronez, but he's alive, he's bright, still has the composure to finish it. There's nothing wrong with that challenge in the air. Ferrezi can't see where the ball is. Farronez was racing back, gets a good hand to it, but it pushes it back out into a bad area.
And he almost had the second one as well, Farronez. Second goal of the tournament for Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And as they did in the semi-final against Uruguay, Venezuela are going to have to come from behind in the final. 10 minutes to half-time, and we have the breakthrough.
An England lead. Venezuela in a World Cup final. The Under-20 World Cup.
Onoma. Now Lookman. Solanke. Here's Calvert-Lewin. Onoma up in support. Initial shot is blocked. Here's Onoma. Now Solanke. And just scrambled away by Hernandez. The Venezuela have to be careful here that they don't cave in.
Well, this is the best I've seen Onoma play in this tournament. Starting to have a big influence on the game here, more so than his midfield partner Lewis Cook.
Now Walker-Peters. Surging run forwards. So the referee had a look at it and then waved away the challenge. And likewise for Venezuela.
Well, Walker-Peters is upset with the referee. He's running into the box. That's what he's good at doing. He's just been told off here. But here's the goal. Does well in the air to start with. Almost finishes it there, but then keeps his composure.
Calvert-Lewin scored the first goal for England at this tournament, the opener, around about the same time actually, 38 minutes. England took the lead against Argentina.
He was playing on the left-hand side in that game, made a run inside the fullback for a cross, brilliant diving header. That one was first of all about strength. Timing of the jump up against Ferraresi.
amazing though, isn't it, what's happened to Argentina from 1995 to 2007. They won this tournament 5 times, twice in a row, 95, 97, and then 05 and 07. And this will be the 5th Under-20 World Cup in a row now that Argentina haven't not only won but also not even reached the final.
I think leading up to the tournament, and when we saw the first few games, France would have been the favourites. Surprisingly knocked out by Italy.
And they came into this as the Under-19 champions, but of course missing Kylian Mbappe is going to affect a lot of teams, isn't it? He, of course, could have played at this tournament, the Monaco striker for France.
Marcus Rashford could have played for the England side.
Here's Lookman. Hernandez gets it away. Walker-Peters over this.
Throughout the tournament, when England's confidence has been high, they start to dominate games. Players start to run with the ball.
Peñaranda. Strong play by Peñaranda. Now is he going to go to the loan here? He has Chacon in support, and well, he made completely the wrong choice there, Peñaranda. He's a player on loan with Malaga, but is actually owned by Watford.
Yeah, strange decision from him on that occasion. Just have a look at it again. He's still playing out on that left-hand side, but at some point, when they're a goal down, Venezuela, they then play him through the middle, and Peña will go that little bit wider.
Herrera. Chacon. And Cordova. Cordova again. Solanke almost had it. Gone by Hernandez. Cook wins it back though, and Walker-Peters turns it away from danger. Here's Cook again. And they've ridden the Venezuela pressing well here, England. Dow. Lookman. Calvert-Lewin. Well, he's onside, and he got there ahead of Farinez, who just got his legs in the way, the Venezuelan goalkeeper.
It's actually a strange save to make with his legs. If he's in the penalty box, I'm not sure why he doesn't come with his hands, but he gets enough on it. But again, good play from England. Forceful play. Good run from Calvert-Lewin. Could he just have lifted the ball over the legs of the goalkeeper?
That's 5 minutes of the first half, and England certainly worth the lead. For one moment, the Lucena free kick off the post. That was a let-off for England. There's Lucena. Hernandez. Peña. Kenny sticking with him. It's a free kick though. And given the quality we've seen from free kicks from Venezuela latterly in this tournament, and that could spell danger.
They've already done it. Peña's gone out to the left-hand side slightly, and Peñaranda's come infield. Now, this is where Lucena can be a threat, not just with scoring goals, but delivering the right ball into the box. Ferrarese, if they do cross the ball, will be the target. Haven't really seen him tested so far. Woodman. It's going to be Peñaranda over the ball. Therefore, you'd imagine it would be a strike on goal.
Woodman will have to be on his toes here. He's already been warned, of course, from that Lucena free kick. Peñaranda, a player of real quality. To the roar of the neutrals, they remain hopeful. Peñaranda hits it! There's another decent strike from Peñaranda.
Well, the way Woodman watched it go past the post made it look as though it missed by some distance, with it probably a yard or so wide. Here's the through ball. Really good play from Lookman. He gets there first here. Calvert-Lewin tries to play it almost between the goalkeeper's legs. If he'd have lifted it over the goalkeeper, he'd have probably been brought down for a penalty.
He's had a good first half, Farroness. He's very nearly denied Calvert-Lewin twice with the goal. Ferrarese across for Venezuela. Hernandez. Handball given against Chacon. He's really struggling in this first half. Wouldn't be at all surprised to see if he was replaced by Soteldo at some point in the second half. He's a good player, but he struggled in this final.
Just don't think he affects the games enough. Seen him in nearly every game now, and you hardly mention him. Suddenly he does something that's quite good. But if you're going to play as the second centre forward and you've got that little bit of space, or trying to find that little bit of space, you've got to affect the game. He's not doing a lot defensively.
It's Herrera. Now Soteldo's much busier, isn't he, when he comes on? Pena can't control his Onoma for England. Walker-Peters.
At the moment, England look a little bit more dynamic than Venezuela. Fresher, you may say. Didn't start the tournament at left back, Walker-Peters. Callum Connolly was the left back in the game against Argentina. He's forced his way into the team. The Tottenham left back.
It's a really good battle in those areas between Herrera, Lasagna up against Cook and Onoma.
Moment, Onoma's just about come out on top, I would imagine.
Venezuelan throw. Clipped in towards Cordova. Too high for him though.
Here is that free kick, always bending past that near post, frustrated with himself.
3 times for Malaga last season, Peñaranda. Again, another talent to be excited about if you are a Watford supporter. Solanke. Solanke again. Now Kenny. Here's Dow. Away from Pena. And towards Kenny. Velasquez across. It's a throw for Venezuela.
It's been a good first half for England. Look as though they're going to go in 1-0 up. They've created the better chances so far.
Well, England are 45 minutes away from lifting the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. The narrowest of leads given to them from Everton's Dominic Calvert-Lewin. 10 minutes before half-time, his second goal of the tournament. He scored in the first and last games here in South Korea. Peñaranda tried to do his bit to lift Venezuela for one last push. It has been a long, arduous tournament for them, having needed extra time in every knockout round. They're going to have to find some energy in the second half. It's Venezuela 0, England 1. So welcome back, the two sides coming out for the second half then. Venezuela 0, England 1 in the final of the FIFA Under-20 World Cup. Will Calvert-Lewin's goal be enough to see Paul Simpson's team across the line? Or will Venezuela show that fighting spirit that we saw against Uruguay in the semi-final? And what we've seen in truth throughout this tournament, fighting spirit with a fair bit of quality as well, Stuart, and they do have options on the bench if it's not working out for them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They have got that fighting quality. They have got good players. Sosa can come off the bench. He's got an excellent left foot. But are they lacking that little bit of energy? having played so much football over the last 3 weeks or so.
And it's not just the extra 30 minutes they played in every round. You've noted as well that the warm-up they go through before kick-off in every game is extraordinary.
It's like a full training session. And I'm not sure that it can be doing them that much good. It's obviously gotten to the final, but it looks as though it's too intense. A lot of plyometrics involved, a lot of sprinting.
And get the second half underway then. What a big step in the right direction this would be, perhaps, for English football. And England could get their name etched onto this trophy. A blue ribbon youth event for FIFA. There's Cook, Walker-Peters, Gareth Southgate, the England manager, was talking this week about the quality that is coming through for England with the performance of the under-17s and the under-20s here. It's that gap that needs to be bridged, isn't it, into the Premier League first teams and then to the full England national team.
And that's to come. Today it's just about England winning the under-20 World Cup. Foul by Velasquez, who's been having a running battle with the referee, and gets a yellow card.
He's one of those that plays on the edge, Williams Velasquez.
There's no way he could win that ball. It's a really good bit of play. Calvert-Lewin not trying to flick it on, he's bringing it down on his chest. If he's going to make that challenge, he has to get down the side of Calvert-Lewin. Can't go through the back of him.
The header on. Well wide of Faranez's goal there.
This is as good as he's played in the air in the tournament. Calvert-Lewin. It's up against Ferrarese, who's been excellent in the air. He's been a real threat up the other end at set plays throughout the tournament, but he's been out-muscled today, out-jumped.
Away by Velasquez. Last two under-20 World Cups have been won by European teams. It was Serbia 2 years ago who beat Brazil in the final. France defeated Uruguay on penalties in 2013 to lift the trophy. There's Dow. Now Cook. He's played in behind Calvert-Lewin, and Venezuela get it away up towards Peñaranda.
Tomori might get himself in the book here. Yellow card for the centre-back.
Well, no bookings at all in the opening 45 minutes, and a yellow card for each side in the opening couple of the second half.
Yeah, to get to the ball, he does get the ball eventually, but he has to go through Peñaranda to get there. Seen very little of Cordova over on that right-hand side.
Solanke. And Calvert-Lewin. Ferrarese across. Calvert-Lewin still has it. Looking for Solanke in the centre. Header missed by Hernandez. And Dow was in behind him. It's a goal kick for Venezuela.
Good play again, Calvert-Lewin. Then his tussle with Ferrarese. Good cross into the box. Two England players in there, Solanke and Dow. Yeah, free kick, I think. Kenny giving a little nudge in the back.
Ronaldo Lucena.
Both centre-backs going up for this one.
We've already seen what he's capable of. Decent enough ball in as well, and the header on is gathered by Woodman.
Well, I think the header comes from Tamori. Scored one bizarre own goal in this tournament. He certainly got a little nudge. It's actually not him that...
That's Herrera, isn't it?
Herrera is the player that got the header in.
Peters' throw to Solanke. It's Venezuela's first attempt on target, that Herrera header. There's Lookman. And Solanke. Tamori took a chance there, didn't he?
Took a massive gun. He's giving it away here.
Here's Herrera. Peñaranda. Well, Peña has made the run through the centre. Peñaranda forced wide, though. Good work from Lewis Cook, the England captain. And here's Peña. And then Onuma wins it back. Venezuela have it again, though. It's Chacon with the effort. And it's well wide, but you can't afford too much of that from Fikayo Tamori.
Yeah, Tamori, first of all, he went between two attacking players, which was a risk. Then he gave the ball away. Lewis Cook then gave the ball away. Wrong decision by Chacon. It was the wrong decision by Chacon. It was his last bit of action. Hasn't influenced the game at all. And this is the player you were talking about, Soteldo, who came in for that game as a substitute against Uruguay and played really well, didn't he?
Yeah, he's a real threat, Soteldo. And the work rate now will certainly go up behind Peña now that he's in the side. He was unlucky, really, not to start, I thought. Here's Lookman. He's made the move early, hasn't he, Rafael Dudamel? Here is Soteldo. Turns away from Onuma. Good work by Soteldo. It's a lovely ball in, a great chance for Venezuela. And it's a terrific save from Woodman. Quickly off his line to deny Cordova. But what about the almost instant impact there of Jefferson Soteldo?
Brilliant pass in between the fullback and the centre-half. But we talked about Cordova. His movement's good. His athleticism. His awareness of where there's space. His finishing in this tournament just hasn't been good enough. And there he never looked like beating Woodman. Give Woodman credit, he came out.
What a ball that is.
A really excellent pass. Could he have just passed it inside Peñaranda? But he ran straight at the goalkeeper, almost tried to pass it through the goalkeeper. Woodman was having none of that.
I think if he shifts it to the left, Peñaranda has an open goal, doesn't he? Give or take a defender on the line. But that was terrific play from Soteldo. Here's Dow. Good challenge by Herrera.
Suddenly the game is being played at a much quicker tempo. Tackles flying in, individuals running with the ball.
Good play by Onuma to Dow. Cook. Dow again. Now Walker-Peters. Oh, no foul from Hernandez. Here's Peñaranda. Soteldo has made the break ahead of him. It wasn't the best ball from Peñaranda to give Soteldo a chance, and Tamori gets it away.
Soteldo just changed the angle of his run as Peñaranda was getting on the ball.
Here he is again, Peñaranda. Now Soteldo, who's onside. It's played behind Cordova. But almost instantly, Venezuela looked more of a threat up front with Soteldo.
Well, the game has become spread. Here's the first touch for Cordova. Woodman's out to him very quickly. He doesn't move with the ball. He's actually trying to pass it through his legs. It's not a good finish, but good goalkeeping.
Well, it's not the finish of an instinctive goal scorer, that is it?
Just need to take your touch one way or the other, just to get the goalkeeper moving one way so you can play it back into the other corner.
Venezuelan corner, though. I think are enjoying the majority of the neutral support. The Senya's outswinger, Herrera's header, and gathered on the line by Woodman.
It's well worked as well. Herrera makes the run. Tamori can't get there quickly enough. He's not even watching the ball, Tamori, as it's coming in. He's had a poor couple of minutes, Tamori. trying to run with the ball out of defence, got caught with it. There's a difference between playing out from the back, good composure, making the right decisions and dribbling out with it.
There's no doubt the introduction of Soteldo has lifted Venezuela. Here come England, Solanke, Velasquez.
Dudamel should have had a word with you before the game, got him in the side a bit earlier.
On him up, they stood off, allowed him to shoot! Oh, was that over the line? It was a fantastic effort. Faranez was nowhere near it, and that is so unlucky from Josh Onuma. Well, what is it about that goal mouth? First half, Lucena hits the post, and now Onuma off the crossbar.
What a strike, Onuma. It's been excellent throughout the game.
It's definitely not in, is it? What a hit that was.
Just cuts across the ball. The goalkeeper was well and truly beaten. He thought that was in. But the game is end to end now.
It's Peñaranda. Now Cordova. Here's Soteldo. Takes on Clark Salter with ease. Soteldo gets the cross in. Hooked away by Cook. Driven back in by Cordova. Now Ferrarese. And that's a throw off Hernandez. Well, he can't believe he hasn't scored. What is it with England and World Cup finals and hitting the underside of the crossbar? Here's Herrera. Cordova and Peñaranda trying to dig the shot out, but it's wide. But they look a much more dangerous outfit now, Venezuela.
They certainly do. They're on the front foot. There's more pace about them. They're looking to run forward, looking to get more players in the front third of the field.
He plays his football in Chile, Jefferson Soteldo. You do wonder if the coach perhaps maybe sees him as this, an impact player.
We've seen them throughout the tournament. We've never really been that impressed with Chacon.
Peñaranda. Hernandez.
Well, that's going to be a yellow card, no question about it. Dow on the fullback, Jose Hernandez.
He needs to wait to full time if he wants his shirt. So blatant, isn't it? Joins Tamori in the book.
He came off for Ojo in the last game, and Ojo really had an influence on the game against Italy. Same could happen again here. England holding a line, edge of the box.
Busenya to deliver for Venezuela. And it goes. Peña with the header flicked on, but it's over the top. And a goal kick for England.
Yeah, he just gets too much on it, Peña. Here's that strike again. Hit with power.
Oh, would have been one of the goals of the tournament, that.
He's certainly been the most influential midfield player in this game. Onuma. Been caught once or twice on the ball, but he's got himself out of trouble. He's run with it with dynamism. He's won the ball back. He's closed people down. He's been outstanding. Good decision by Paul Simpson to take Maitland-Niles out the side and put Onuma back in.
Peñaranda, by the way, has 11 caps for the full Venezuelan national team. And Jefferson Soteldo, who's just come on the substitute, has played 4 times for Venezuela. Captain Herrera has a couple of caps as well, so it is an under-20 side with a fair smattering of full international players, Venezuela.
Remember, they are the only South American team never to play in a World Cup finals.
There's Herrera. And out of contention already as well for 2018. The future certainly looks bright though, doesn't it, for Venezuela? I imagine a fair number of these under Dudamel will make their way into the full squad. is Calvert-Lewin. Blocked behind by Hernandez. Or should I say more of these will make their way into the full national squad. Corner for England. They just need to relieve a bit of the pressure that's building from Venezuela.
Again, good understanding of the position he's taking up, Calvert-Lewin. Realised there was space out wide. Does well to beat the first challenge from Velasquez. He will be the target. Certainly the main target for this set play.
Not the best piece of defending from Ferrarese, but he got away with it. And now the break is on here with Soteldo. It's Peñaranda one way and Hernandez the other. Just held up Soteldo. Still has it though. Now Hernandez, the right back, is outside him. Cordova makes his way into the centre. And the cross is too high, but it will be picked up by Peñaranda. Away from the challenge of Dow, Peñaranda, and that's an awful shot. He's a good player, but at times he does make the wrong decisions.
Bit of desperation in this strike as well. One or two of the England players have just got to be a bit careful. They're starting to throw themselves into challenges they can't win. They don't want to go down to 10 men here. That certainly would influence the game, as this man is doing since he's been on.
He looks a real talent, doesn't he, Soteldo? Inside the last half an hour, still Calvert-Lewin's goal on 35 minutes of difference, and here comes Shea Ojo.
That was the change I was talking about. Changed the game against Italy in England's favour.
Dow in the book as well.
He's had a good tournament, Dow, particularly in the group stages. Not quite so good the last couple of games.
So a Liverpool man replaces an Everton player. Kenny with the throw.
Decision made by a former Manchester City player, Paul Simpson.
There's Peñaranda. Well, back by Onuma.
If I'm not mistaken, one of the youngest players to play for Man City as well, Paul Simpson.
Much tougher for players these days to break into the Manchester City first team.
He was only 16 when he made his debut in 1982.
Solanke beat to that by Herrera. Faranez. He's played for the full Venezuelan national team as well. The goalkeeper, 4 caps for him. There's Peñaranda, Herrera and Soteldo, 4 in this 11 that's out there now for Venezuela, who have played full international football. Here's Walker-Peters. Free kick.
He had one run in the first half where he appealed for a penalty. Walker-Peters, that's what he can do. Diminutive player, good runner with the ball, just gets nudged by Lucena.
The final very much in the balance. And that could all change if England could grab another one here. Lookman and Ojo both over this. It's going to be Lookman, who goes for goal. It's a good angle for the strike, but off target.
He's always missing that near post. Goes over the top of the last man in the wall. Yeah, a yard over or so.
Oh. Goodness me, heart in mouth time again for Tamori and Woodman.
not sure why the goalkeeper, if he sees that the centre-half's going to get there first and the ball's bouncing, just give an angle off at the back. Quite often goalkeepers are too keen to come and deal with it themselves. Just assess the situation first.
Herrera. Peñaranda. Now Peña.
They have swapped round though, those two. Peña, we talked about it earlier on. Peña coming to the left-hand side. It won't be long before he's taken off, probably.
It wouldn't be a sole surprise to see Samuel Sousa as the next change for Venezuela, the saviour in the semi-finals. An awkward landing by Calvert-Lewin. Both players okay, Calvert-Lewin and Hernandez. Getting towards the business end now of this final. England in the driving seat, but only just. And that's given away to Soteldo by Walker-Peters.
There's probably going to be a booking here for Walker-Peters. He gave the ball away, and then as Cordova tried to run off the back of him.
Here's Solanke. He really has Calvert-Lewin up in support. Lusenya takes it away, and he's picked out Cordova. Clark Salter across, a throw for Venezuela.
Yeah, he's going to book. Well, he was going to, and then changed his mind.
Hernandez. There's no sign yet that Venezuela are tiring, and we're getting towards the stage of the game where energy levels will make a difference. Here's Ojo. Fantastic pace from Ojo. Lusenya has stuck with him though. Now Ojo trying to make his way into the penalty area, and Lusenya did enough, although it's an England corner.
He actually did well the second time here, Lusenya, because he was beaten so easily for pace. But in the 1v1, he defended just about well enough. And that's what Ojo brings to the side when he comes on.
He's made a handful of first-team appearances for Liverpool in the FA Cup and the EFL Cup. I was hoped he would have a similar impact to what Raheem Sterling did. England corner. All the way through, the header towards Clark Salter. Venezuelan goal kick though.
Don't hear you mention Sterling very often now that he's moved to Manchester City.
He played his part yesterday for England, didn't he? That ball in for Harry Kane's late leveller. Ojo with the corner. Solanke being watched by Ferrarese. Calvert-Lewin making a run as well. Got his head to it, Calvert-Lewin. And almost found Solanke, and there's a big clash of heads there with Ferrarese.
I think Ferrarese defended it well right at the end. Oh, this is a nasty clash. Solanke down.
Oh dear. Ferrarese was on his feet and he's gone back down again now, but I mean both players with eyes on the ball, but he's headed the back of Ferrarese's head there, isn't he?
Ferrarese does well because he's the one backing in. He actually wins the ball. That's what I'll always say. Players need to lift their arms to defend themselves or protect themselves. Some of the worst head injuries come from head-on-head collisions rather than arm across the face. Might have to make a decision here.
Sometimes it can look worse than it is. I mean, when you're running about and the blood is pumping, you can bleed a lot more from a smaller cut, can't you? Well, let's hope that he's okay, Solanke. Mexican wave breaks out.
It has been a good turnout for this final.
It's been a good final as well, just the one goal, but chances for both teams. We've had Lusenya hitting the post, Onomar hitting the bar. Varanez has produced some good saves.
It's been a very exciting second half. Throughout the tournament, the crowds haven't been great, but this is by far and away the best crowd we've seen inside any of these excellent stadiums.
Well, this would not be the ending, of course, that Solanke had hoped for. If he isn't to come back on, they're carrying on with 10 at the moment. Now, a yellow card was shown here. Was that for Peñaranda?
Because I think he was trying to say to Solanke, get off the field, we want to get on with the game.
Which is a little bit harsh. It's not one of those where he's faking it, is it? I mean, there's blood everywhere. Peñaranda shown a yellow card for that. Ojo carries it out. Goal kick, Venezuela.
I think what Peñaranda was saying is, why didn't he just walk off the side of the field instead of walking across the pitch?
Yeah, fair point, I suppose.
It just gives the medical team that little bit longer to make a decision. Do we take him off? Can we stitch it up? Do we put a headband on it? What are we going to do? England are down to 10 men at the moment.
There's Lucena. Can Venezuela make it count? Herrera.
Certainly not with a pass like that.
He's won just about everything at youth level, at club level. Solanke with Chelsea. Would crown a wonderful youth career if he can finish it with a Under-20 World Cup winners medal. But will he finish the final? Free kick now for England. Well, here is Samuel Sousa. And it is Cordova who is being replaced.
Not Peña on this occasion.
Sousa, who scored that last gasp free kick against Uruguay to send the semi-final into extra time.
Hierarchy of FIFA all in place.
Gianni Infantino, the president of FIFA, watching on, and I think he'd be delighted with the quality that he's seen in this second half. It's Peñaranda threatening to get in behind. Challenge from Clark Salter, and it's a penalty for Venezuela. Well, they're asking the referee to go to the video assistant here, but Clark Salter has been penalised for the challenge on Peñaranda. And it looks as though the video assistant referee may well be called upon in this final.
But what I don't understand here is the ball was still in play when the referee blew the whistle.
Well, he's clearly talking now to the VAR. Will the decision be overturned or will it stand?
Well, it's a great ball played in behind. Clark Salter. And it's a penalty. He's definitely given a penalty.
It is a penalty for Venezuela. The decision stands. Well, let's see for ourselves. I'm not sure he catches him, you know, from that angle.
But it's a silly challenge for him to make. He's trying to
block. He does there.
He does. I think that is a penalty. I think they've got that absolutely right.
They have. From that angle, you can see that the trailing knee catches Peñaranda.
It was a great ball played in behind. It was an excellent run from Peñaranda. I think Clark Salter was a bit too hasty with his challenge.
Can Peñaranda then bring Venezuela level in the final? Oh, it's saved by Woodman! England's lead remains intact. Freddie Woodman, the hero for England. Well, you would have backed Peñaranda to score that.
Well, he tried to go down the middle. Woodman either got a trailing leg or a trailing hand on it, but it's a good save, whatever, and he got it far enough away from goal.
Well, a let-off in the first half when Lucena struck the post from a free kick. That is a massive let-off now for England, and particularly for Jake Clark-Salter. And what a punch to the stomach that is for Venezuela, with a gilt-edged chance to level. Peñaranda. Here's Ojo. Well, it's been a final full of incident. Now Ojo is down.
What a save from Woodman.
That's the England fans making all the noise now.
So I think he tries to go down the middle here. He does. It's the trailing hand, that left hand, and he gets enough on it.
Ademola Lookman is coming off here for Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Maitland-Niles, who started the semi-final win against Italy, replacing the suspended Onuma.
He's a hard-working player. He'll get his foot in. He's a good athlete. Solanke is back on the field. He's okay.
Lusenya. Here's Cook. How do they lift themselves now, Venezuela? After Peñaranda passing up such a good chance. It's good reactions from Woodman, wasn't it? Going the other way and just lifted his hand and kept the penalty out.
That wasn't the foul. It was a bit earlier on that the ref gave it for. Trying to play the advantage.
Herrera into Souza. We've just got to throw everything at this now. Venezuela inside the last 15 minutes. Peñaranda. Calvert-Lewin. Solanke forward as well. Still going Solanke. And it's gathered by Faranes.
What a kick that was from the goalkeeper. Finding Peña on his chest. Seen that England in some games, when they've been leading, have been penned back. They've had to do a lot of defending, and they defended well on most occasions. They're going to be put under a lot of pressure now in that last 10 minutes of this game.
Here's Soteldo. Peñaranda. Now Maitland-Niles. It's picked up though by Ferraresi. And here's Samuel Souza. Peñaranda. Herrera. Oh, making space for the shot, Herrera. And then it's blocked by Kenny.
Paul Simpson trying to get his team to get that little bit higher up the field.
Well, there's only one game in which Venezuela failed to score in the 90 minutes. That was the 1-0 win after extra time against Japan in the last 16. Generally, they find the target. Hernandez.
England need a bit more from Cook. He's had a good game today.
Souza away from Walker-Peters. Now Soteldo. Herrera. Soteldo. Just couldn't stretch England enough, and it's cleared away in the end by Clark Salter.
It's going to be very difficult for Venezuela to go through the middle of England. It's a very narrow midfield they're playing with now.
Peña. A misunderstanding with Peñaranda. Here's Lusenya. Venezuela dominating the ball now, pushing England further and further back. Soteldo. Just get the feeling he's going to be the man with the keys if they are to break through. Here's Peña.
Here's the penalty again. If you're going to go down the middle, you have to go with a bit of height. He doesn't do that. Goalkeeper Woodman goes one way, just gets up that left hand in time.
It's a fairly nonchalant penalty, really, wasn't it? when you consider what was on it for Peñaranda. He's almost sort of half clipped it down the middle. Solanke away from Herrera and from Lucena. Here's Maitland-Niles. Solanke. Now Kenny. Calvert-Lewin challenging with the goalkeeper. Fariñez comes out on top though. Now Peñaranda. 10 minutes to save themselves here, Venezuela. There's a risky challenge from behind from Ojo, right in front of the referee. He was happy to wave play on. Here's Cook, battling the ball away for England. Wins the throw off Hernandez. Looks as though he's enjoyed himself out there this evening. Bjorn Kuipers, the Dutch referee.
You should be enjoying yourself. Refereeing the biggest game in youth football.
It's Hernandez. He's got the big decisions right as well, which always helps. Ferrarese. Herrera. Soteldo. Now Peñaranda.
It's all very tight in there. But again, Cook doesn't do enough when he's getting away with the ball.
It's a foul on Peña. It's a free kick to Venezuela.
You want your big players to come to the fore in the big games. Not sure Cook has done that.
Let's take your pick now from Lucena, Souza and Peñaranda.
It's been outstanding all tournament, just struggled today. Now this will be, throughout the tournament he's bent balls into those dangerous areas. He's had players attack it. Ferrarese, the number 4, who's been beaten most times by Calvert-Lewin when he's been defending. But he is a threat in the attacking penalty area.
Ronaldo Lucena. Well defended by England.
Clark saw it was with the defensive header.
Peñaranda. Maitland-Niles chasing him into the corner, but Peñaranda has managed to hold on to possession. Souza. Blocked by Walker-Peters. Having to work really hard though defensively now, England. Soteldo. They'll just be looking for that one moment where they can break away and perhaps score the second goal that would surely put it to bed.
They've certainly been the better side in the last 20 minutes or so, haven't they?
Calvert-Lewin. Velasquez backing off. Calvert-Lewin still going as Ojo in support, went for goal himself, much to the annoyance of Ojo.
Is that a good game, Calvert-Lewin?
Is his goal going to be enough? Hernandez.
And most of Paul Simpson's decisions have turned out well. Calvert-Lewin in and out the side at the start of the tournament, played on the left-hand side. Armstrong it was playing up front, but he's just changed it around.
Now Souza was caught. Free kick for Venezuela. And another chance for Lucena to work his magic.
Little nutmeg. Not sure he's actually touched by Onuma, but referee's given Venezuela the free kick here.
I thought he just caught the top of his foot, but it's a free kick nonetheless. Oh, one or two, can't watch. In by Lucena, too high though for Ferrarese. Destiny is ticking ever closer for England.
So he's almost going to cry there, doesn't he, Dudamel?
He's been quite an emotional character, hasn't he, down there on the bench of Venezuela.
He's had a few run-ins with the officials and the opposition.
Peñaranda. Oh, that's going to be a free kick, is it? No. The referee was right there. No contact.
He's got to be careful as well.
He's on a booking.
Yeah.
That would just rounded his night off, wouldn't it? Missing a penalty and then getting himself sent off stupidly. Here's Soteldo.
I think we have seen his quality in the second half, though.
Peña's ball in, punched away by Woodman. Under pressure by Herrera. Now Maitland-Niles up to Onuma. Found Solanke at the second attempt, has Ojo and Calvert-Lewin with him. Just overrun that though, Solanke, and Venezuela get it away out towards Souza. He did brilliantly to get any kind of control over that.
England have stopped playing with the ball. Solanke overran that one. Maitland-Niles was lucky to get out of a couple of situations.
Herrera. Good challenge in the nick of time from Onuma. Now Hernandez. Lucena. Soteldo. Now Souza. No question, Venezuela are playing with the better quality here. England are hanging on. Peñaranda. Now Cook. Solanke. This is what we need to see more of from England. Now Onuma. Calvert-Lewin. And he's played in by Onuma. And the flag is up.
He wanted it earlier, Calvert-Lewin. Onuma had chance to play it, just delayed it.
Ferrarese.
For all their dominance in the last 20 minutes, they still haven't created, apart from the penalty, really clear-cut chances, a couple of headers.
Venezuela, in fairness, though, the reaction to missing that penalty has been good, hasn't it? The heads didn't drop at all. They kept doing what they were doing. And it's going to take young Peñaranda a long time to get over that if this finishes 1-0 to England. Taken away by Calvert-Lewin. John Joe Kenny.
Brilliant ball from Kenny.
Now Solanke was strong against Velasquez. Still has it, Solanke. Corner. Velasquez was whacked there as Solanke fell down completely accidentally.
Solanke's in charge of the ball, he's allowed to shield it. Unsurprisingly, not too many England players making their way into the box.
I hear what the neutrals think of that. As England try and hold it in the corner, it's a goal kick now for Venezuela, who just need to get everybody forward. He's almost there, Paul Simpson. What a moment for him personally, as well as this England under-20 squad.
He was at Derby County as assistant to Steve McLaren not so long ago, before Steve McLaren got the sack.
Ferrarese. Now Hernandez. They left it late against Uruguay in the semi-final. They're going to have to do it again late, Venezuela. Herrera. Now Peñaranda. Breaks down again on the edge of the box.
He didn't go for the return pass, Peñaranda. He thought about shooting himself. It's all a bit too tight in there.
There's Velasquez. Now Calvert-Lewin steps away from a couple of challenges. Calvert-Lewin. Lucena across, had to make the challenge and did. Brilliant midfield play from Ronaldo Lucena. Now Souza. Herrera has driven this team forward in this second half, the captain. Oh, it's back to the goalkeeper from Clark Salter and behind for a corner. Completely sliced that Clark Salter.
I think it was probably just about going wide, but he wasn't to know that, Woodman. He's the hero at the moment, saving that penalty. How many added on minutes have we got? 4 added on minutes.
That is how close Paul Simpson and England are.
But it's been a really good final, hasn't it? No matter what the score, no matter who wins it.
Faranez is up, the Venezuelan goalkeeper. Here comes the corner. It's fallen for Faranez. He needs to find a teammate here. Surely Faranez was going for goal himself. Well, he could see the headlines.
Well, he gets a round of applause. I'm not sure that's what he should be getting. Here, oh, he takes a complete slice. Is it going in? No, I think it was just going half a yard wide.
I remember when England did win the Senior World Cup in '66, they conceded a last-minute equaliser, didn't they, to take that final with West Germany to extra time. They'll be desperately hoping history doesn't repeat itself 51 years on in the under-20s. Clear shove by Ojo, free kick for Venezuela. Have you been happy, even if they do get across the line, with the way England have dealt with the last 20 minutes? They've got deeper and deeper, haven't they?
They have got deeper. Do you think they've been outplayed? They've been forced to play deeper. Venezuela have shown their quality in this last 20-25 minutes. Yes, they haven't quite created enough, but it's natural, isn't it, when you're hanging on to a lead?
Such a big moment.
You think more about the defensive side of the game than the attacking side.
Nice. Going for goal. Gathered by Faranez. I mean, this is massive. The under-20 World Cup final. Calvert-Lewin going for goal as well for Faranez. As you say, you can understand the human nature to err more on the side of caution. They're 2 minutes away, England. Clark Salter's header.
Well, we've covered it here for years on Eurosport, and you can see why.
And now Woodman has gone down.
I think he's collided with his own player here. Or did he collide with Peña?
Will be a free kick for England. It's Tamori, isn't it? Or does Peña get through?
Yeah. He has a whack on the shin, doesn't he? Peña's giving Tamori a little nudge. Tamori's trying to hold him off. What a moment for these English players, and what a tournament for the Venezuelans. No real history of success of any sort at international level, whether it be at youth level, whether it be at senior level.
When you think they had to see off Brazil to qualify for this tournament, they finished above Argentina. Peñaranda is going off.
I think he's struggling.
And on comes Jan Hurtado. Well, if they were to snatch a dramatic equaliser, Peñaranda won't be there for the extra time.
Dudamel, who missed the national team playing against the United States, to be here. He stayed with this team. That's what it means to Venezuela.
Maybe a sign of things to come in the country. There was Faranez, the goalkeeper, who could see glory in front of his eyes, and then we found out why he is a goalkeeper. And a pretty good goalkeeper, actually.
Well, he has stopped the watch, as he should do, the referee. Just letting everybody in the stadium know. Is Woodman going to be okay?
Seconds from history here. Paul Simpson and England.
It's now been 6 added on minutes. It's been extended. Wry smile from Paul Simpson. What a moment in his career. Probably surpassing anything he did as a player, anything he's done as a coach so far.
Well, the fairy tale looks like it doesn't have a happy ending for Rafael Dudamel's Venezuelan team. who have come out of the shadows of the South American giants just to qualify for this tournament, and then continue to excel, even seeing off the South American champions Uruguay in the semi-finals. But it looks as though they are just going to come up short now against England with just over a minute remaining.
Does well here, Solanke, to run it into the corner. Then he just gets a corner for his side.
It's going to go short again, isn't it, from Ojo?
With nothing more frustrating for the losing team than this happening. This is when players start to lose their heads.
Venezuela need to get possession and launch one last attack. Here it comes from Hernandez. Herrera. Space here for Souza. Hurtado is forward. Pena is in there as well. Ferrarese is forward from the back. It's a good run from Souza. And determined play in the end from Maitland-Niles, but it's a corner for Venezuela with 30 seconds to go.
Just for a moment there, he looked as though he was going to commit a foul. Souza did really well. Goalkeeper's up again. Maybe this is his time. Crowd are loving it.
All or nothing for Venezuela. Just the one goal, but it's been a fantastic final. And is there yet to be a sting in the tail? Ronaldo Lucena.
This is the last chance.
Oh, he's got a lot of height on that. Ferrarese's header back across. Wouldn't fall for Herrera. And now England can counter. The final whistle has gone. England are history makers. Paul Simpson has led England to the FIFA Under-20 World Cup for the very first time. Calvert-Lewin's goal 10 minutes before half-time is the difference in what was a thoroughly entertaining final. And this could well be a massive step forward for English football. The Venezuelans are heartbroken. A sorry end to what was a fantastic fairy tale. But England just proved a step too far for them. And they are the 2017 FIFA Under-20 World Champions. And what a part he played. Freddie Woodman, the goalkeeper, saving a penalty from Peñaranda in the second half, and that proved decisive. But England have done it, Stuart.
They have. They've had a brilliant tournament, starting off with that win against Argentina. I thought they were the better side for the first 60 minutes maybe here. They were pushed back in that last period of the game, but they defended well. Goalkeeper made an outstanding save from the penalty. And what a tournament for the coach and these young players of England.
Stay tuned, the presentation is coming up after the break.